All right, so these are pull requests to Chef without the label needs review. Um, I think we'll start with the first one that doesn't have a real label on it yet. So this is pull request 2849.
Mhm. Well, so actually for this meeting, we should be going through the PRs that are needs review.
Oh, I
Because
thought this was
triage, yeah, triage is when we go through all the stuff that's just like
cool.
2 years old and WTF. So this meeting should be the needs review tag.
Well, that makes it easy for Chef then, because
Uh,
there are none here that need review.
Pending maintain review. Ew, I've got issues. Some PRs though. No, there's what are you on? Please open his PR. Not needs review. It's pending maintainer review. You can find it just in the drop down.
That one.
There we go.
All right. All right. So pending maintainer review. We'll look at the oldest first,
Yep.
and that is multi-tenant local mode by default, which is pull request 2004.
No, what? Huh? Not sure why Stephen marked this pending maintainer. Um, Man, I think it needs to go back to John at this point. It needs a rebase. Multi-tenant local mode by default. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Huh. Yeah, I think this is more like need to ping John to get it back in shape again.
All right. I've pinged him, and then we should retag it then.
I was just about to do that. I took the tag off.
Okay. Is there a this one should be tagged for waiting for contributor response then, right?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. All right, let's look next at 2456. Replace to be deprecated p open 4 with shell out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad. This one kind of got lost. So yes, this is good. Um, are we still working with Clogeny?
That's a good question. As
Yeah.
far as I know, we are.
Okay. We haven't heard anything from them recently.
Clogeny's that Indian contractor, or who is they?
Yep. So Cowstub is one of them.
Okay, I think we are.
So I mean, a quick skim. This all looks pretty good. And yeah, this really, yeah, we should have gotten to this a long time ago, before it needed to get rebased. So,
Awesome. So I saw you left a note. Did you retag that also?
um, I almost don't know if I want to retag it. Like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to just have it fall back into waiting on CowStub for 2 months.
So shall we? Well, we can have both, right? It can be waiting for contributor response and pending maintenance maintainer review.
Oh yeah,
So I'll do that.
actually mutually exclusive as far as GitHub is concerned. And I just pinged the client core client eng. We should probably look at these email aliases because all I ever do is ping client core and client eng. I don't understand why like Dan's. Let's see.
Yeah, we should totally look at those aliases. I'm sure they're all wrong,
Yeah.
given recent org changes.
Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
Yep. All right, on to 2581 then. Implement RFC 027 file verification.
I think this one's pretty much ready to merge, isn't it? Well, oh. It looks like it needs yet another rebase. I'm going to mark this one ready to merge because we looked at it a bunch.
Awesome.
And really, the person that merges it should just rebase it if it's easy. Because we should ship that. Take off. Oops. Yeah, you took it off. Okay, cool. Looks like the next one looks like. Oh, Sean marked it ready for merge. Didn't take off pending maintainer review though, so it's just ready to merge.
2735 ready to merge.
Yeah, I just took off pending maintainer review.
Awesome. 2758 change audit DSL method controls to control group.
Tyler apparently likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, we looked at this last week.
I think we've got thumbs up from quite enough people here. I think this is a ready to merge.
Yep. Looks like.
That's we punted that for that, and yeah, we got maintainers.
All right, marked ready to merge. There's allowed downgrade in RPM. Okay. So he's done the rebase that I asked for. Allow downgrade, allow downgrade. Graded. Let's see.
What?
Target team. Target. Def allow downgrade. New resource response allow downgrade. Chef provider package. New resource allow downgrade is false. So why is he doing that in the package? Oh, that's just. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what he's doing. So he's delegating if and only if it responds to it. Makes sense, because you have to do it there. So that's where it goes. Okay. Yeah, it's probably fine. And so then an RPM, if allowed downgrade, shell at RPM dash U dash dash old package. Oh, it's dash dash old package. Yep. That's a thing. I'm almost tempted to say that dash dash old package should just be the default. Now you move that from there to yum. RPM package. Um, okay, I mean, I only can find one little nit to pick with him in one of his specs. And really, I don't think it's a blocker.
What's the nit you have?
There's a real object there, and he's stubbing a method in the real object, and he could just set the real value on the real object. because the new resource is part of the system under test, so you don't actually have to mock it. But I don't think it hurts anything.
So you're saying instead of like that before each and setting at resource, he could use something like subject.
No, no, no. Like literally the line that I responded to there.
Oh, I
Allow
can do the
person
response.
to use allow downgrade and return true.
Oh, I see.
So he's doing a stub on the new resource there. He could just set allow downgrade on the new resource because it's a real object. It's not a mock.
Okay, so we flag this as ready for merge then.
Yeah, I think it's fine to merge it.
Great. Let's move on to 2775. Add check for redirected relocated Git directory.
We did this one? Cookbook, knife core cookbook SCM repo. Ew. I have no idea what this is supposed to do. uh,
Oh, you're looking at my pull request here?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got to clean it up a little. So the guys did a there's an issue out that I referenced there. When we run, let's see, let me get the URL.
Knife cookbook site install.
Yeah, it looks to see if there's a Git directory, but if you have your Git directory redirected somewhere else, it sees that it's not that Git's a file, and so it just decides, okay, I'm going to blow up here and not continue on.
okay, so this is for, what is this for? Knife,
Knife cookbook site install.
right install, right, okay. Yeah, the thing I haven't used for like 3 years.
Yeah, and so mine fixes it, but as Jay brought up, I probably just overcomplicated it, and just checking to see if .git exists, whether it's a file or directory, is probably sufficient. Because then when you run, the Git checkout and everything, it'll actually tell you that, hey, this isn't a Git directory, and there's error handling there to deal with that.
So I got one comment I'm going to make about some of the file system stubbing that you're doing. Um, Okay, so I just made one comment about all the file system stubbing. So I sort of expect you may have to rewrite the whole spec test though to fix it all, but um, so it may be out of scope, but there's definite code smell going on with all the file system stubbing.
Fair enough.
So that's the only real comment I've got on it.
All right, Steve, I'm going to kick this back to you then.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Let's move on to 2784.
Yeah, ship it. We need to do this everywhere as well. But this is a good start. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that one ready to merge.
I'll do that. All right, so then let's move on to 2826, retired knife cookbook test.
Yeah, so I mean, like technically this is going to break backwards compatibility, right? If somebody's using knife cookbook test somewhere.
Yep.
So all of a sudden it's going to fail. They install 12.1 out or whatever. So historically we haven't done that.
Yeah, I could see this sitting in people's pipelines, though. Like maybe they have some Jenkins tests or whatever.
Right.
And what we don't want to do is, like, we don't want to break those.
Well, the thing is like if we can't break those, then like we're just stuck with it. We can't ever deprecate something we've written.
Right. I guess it's not that I don't want to break those. It's that at what version level can we break those? Like, do we have to wait for 13?
Right. Well, so, and there's another question there, which is, are we even going to do a 13? Because, like, people have been talking, what does that mean in the context of doing continuous delivery?
Yep.
Right. So, uh, yeah. So, I mean, one thing we could say is, like, right now, there's not even any, we haven't even deprecated this, right?
Right. We should definitely try to deprecate it.
Maybe what we need to do is not do this right now, but to like log a warning, log a deprecation warning. Thing is, though, I mean, some of this is like, yeah, there's probably that one person out there that has this in their CI pipeline, right? So you're kind of held hostage from that one person, and then you can't change. And that's not a really good thing to do to software.
Yep.
So somehow we need to get a balance.
So we could put in a deprecation warning and maybe a date associated with that. That any chef release after, I don't know what that date is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But
I mean,
pick a date.
that's what I'd rather like to do rather than have like major server breaking things. Is
Yep.
it's going to be deprecated for 6 months or something like that, and then in a minor release we can rip it out.
Well, isn't that what the kind of general plan was? Is once we get to nightlies, then we just start having like a regular cadence to shipping versions of the client.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Like I've got PTSD from Chef 10 and Chef 11, right?
Yeah.
We spent more than 18 months on Chef 11, and there was like so much stuff that we couldn't break. And mostly all the problems with Chef 12 I've seen have not been backwards compatibility breaking. Um, like it's all just been bugs. But anyway, so this should probably do a deprecation warning first, though.
All right. Are you adding that note, Lamont, or shall I?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay, great. And Lamont, you mentioned that we do a check on Knife Cookbook upload anyhow.
Yeah, we syntax check everything on Knife Cookbook upload.
Right. And that happens outside of this. So this.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Are they actually different checks, or are they reusing the same code?
Different checks, I think. Or, well, I mean, they're using shared code that's not getting ripped out.
Yeah, they're probably using the Chef Cookbook syntax check.
Yeah, it's something that's in Core Chef that they're using. Yes. Chef Cookbook syntax check for Cookbook, right?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, validate templates, validate Ruby files. Yeah, so this is all just a wrapper around the Core Chef stuff.
So I'm going to kick that back to Julian then.
Cool.
So
sorry, go ahead, Steve.
if this is a wrapper around core stuff that works, then why is this buggy, and why do we want to get rid of it?
So there was a bug on it, 2825. I think, like to your point, Steve, maybe we should test that bug with a Knife Cookbook upload just to make sure that it does in fact throw the proper warning or error out, right? Like it certainly should.
The thing is, it's sort of like I mean, it's a piece of the API that we just don't pay any attention to at all. It probably has fairly crappy tests.
Hmm.
And the direction that we're going is that this like testing cookbooks should all be done via Chef DK, via Chef Spec, and other things like that. Which
Right,
will
but if we're, I mean, if it's already part of the process in Knife Cookbook upload, won't we have the same problems there?
no, because I mean that's like a much more supported section of the code base. And also, when people go to look, how do I test my cookbook? And they go, oh, Knife Cookbook test, right? They've just gotten the wrong answer.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood. I thought they were using the same mechanism to test. So when you do Knife Cookbook upload versus Knife Cookbook test.
Yeah, but so that's just like a on-the-fly syntax check that Knife Cookbook upload does, right?
Yeah.
The UX to the user, like they don't really know they're doing that. So the thing that, like, if you're just learning Chef and you want to know how to test cookbooks, if you go looking in Knife and see Knife Cookbook test and go, aha, that's how to do it, you just found a little alleyway that nobody's been in for years, right? You've got the wrong answer. You need to go look
Yeah.
at Chef PK and Chef Spec. So, like, this is like the existence of the command is leading people in the wrong direction.
Got it.
And that's where it's just like, it's a bloated API that we've built, right?
All right, that leaves us one more on Chef. Ranjib's allows Chef Solo to consume release tarball from GitHub, number 2827.
Yeah. So did he move this into, yeah, did he just say, yeah, so he's got it in client and solo at least. Yeah. Yeah.
Should probably be some tests for this though too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I really don't like the RMRF. So when I was playing around with rebasing and merging the recipe URL to client, the rm-rf in a spec test like wiped my GitHub checkout. So like if I'd had any work that was not pushed to a remote, that was only in my local repo, that would have been wiped out.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I am not a
That's not.
fan. The Chef Solo people seem to like it because it's convenient, but I think it's their responsibility to rm-rf before running Chef Solo. Period. Full stop. So I think just kick that one back to Ranjib.
So we want to not have the RMRF, and we'd like to see some tests here.
Yep.
Okay, so that's all the chef ones that are pending maintainer review then. Should we look at Chef DK maybe?
I don't think there is anything.
Look like not.
I'm not sure. We're not actually using this workflow there on Chef DK. It's mostly been Dan's mostly been in charge of Chef DK.
Awesome.
So I mean, we probably should get more involved. But for today, yeah, so we got some pending maintainer review over in Ojai. I think I'm going to fix the color of that.
Great. Yep. Okay. So pending maintainer review in Ojai. Let's look at the DigitalOcean Ojai Cloud Support Round 2, number 400.
So, I don't know. I mean, we got failing specs. Yeah, the author seems busy. What? Oh, it's just 187, which is failing. So that's been around for a while. Um, yeah, so I looked at this before. So I think this looks fine to merge. We got, what is this IP helper though? Further SPL address right back. That is IPv6. Where? Yeah. I mean, this looks good to me. It's got decent tests. Um, like I'm kind of feeling like we should just merge it as is. So I don't know. I mean, I'm inclined to just move this to ready to merge and get it in.
That sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Because it is better than nothing.
Yep, it can always be added to.
Perfect, enemy of good, and all that stuff.
Right. All right, let's move on to 442. Support IBM System Z S390 CPU.
This. Yeah, we tried to update the changelog, so it's probably failing on that. Okay, well, BTM decided not to care about that. So I think this looks good to me. I've only got the same question BTM had, but it looks like BTM investigated it. And found that that sort of area of our schema is kind of a mess anyway.
So should we, excuse me, ask for a rebase and go from there, or should we just mark it as ready for merge?
Well, yeah. So I just made a comment asking if we'll take out the changelog and see if it rebases on master. So I think I'll mark it ready for merge anyway, though. Because I bet you anything, it's just the rebase is conflicting on the changelog.
Changelog, yeah. Cool.
So, well, so it's 12:56 and I'm at like 7% battery.
Sounds like a good time to stop since we have another meeting in 4 minutes anyhow.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Cool.
See you in a bit.